How you doing?
Hey man, I am fantastic.
All right.
Thanks for getting this topic on deck. This is going to be good.
This should be a fun one. All right. So everybody watching out there, the frustration level that our buyers and sellers are having with the real estate agents is unlike anything that we've seen in the last 25 plus years since we've been in this business. Tell me a little bit about it, what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's buyers have had a rough go in the last year and a half with the limited inventory. And then right after the first of the year, inventory shrunk even more than what we've been dealing with. So it's almost crisis mode, inventory so low. And what we're finding now, though, is that the buyer's frustration is starting to spill over to not just be with the market, but they're pointing that frustration at the real estate agents.
Hey,
So
usually it's us. Usually it's the mortgage guy taking the heat.
that off our back for a few minutes. Yeah, the mortgage process is super easy in today's marketplace, but yeah, those dynamics are just causing stress, and it's just bringing to a head. Well, you could call it the art of communication, or the frustrations now being pointed at the agents. I've never had so many calls saying, I'm not sure I have the right real estate agent.
All right, so let's talk that through a little bit. Um, let's share a little bit with some of the buyers and listers or sellers who might be listening in. So the first thing I think of is the poor listing agent right now who is just doing a massive amount of work on every single transact. Anytime they have a listing going, they're doing 5, 10, 20 times the work they were doing even 6 months ago, trying to field all those requests, those texts, those emails, those phone calls, all the offers going in, everybody wanting to talk it through. Talk to me about that for a second.
Yeah, it's definitely a sprint when agents have a listing now compared to maybe more of a methodical pace where they're posting it as coming soon so they can try and get as many people through the home in a short period of time. So they're getting a ton of phone calls before it goes live. Once it goes live, it's endless. And then it gets to the multiple offers and the screening of that and the calling of the lender, if they choose to do that, to try and make sure they're doing as good of a job as they can for their seller to not only maximize the price, but make sure that what is being discussed is really going to have a chance to be delivered. And it's nonstop for a week.
From our side, I don't know who we're talking to more, the listing side or the buyer side. It's all day, every day. Both sides are coming at us. The buy side that needs to make the offer, and then the list side that's receiving the offer being made. They're still circling back with us of, tell me more about it. Help. I want to make sure that what they're throwing up on the wall is going to stick, and that my seller isn't going to be stuck with the musical chair, and there's no chair for them to sit down. Okay.
Well said.
So homes are going pending in minutes, hours. When a buyer reaches out to their agent and they say they want to go see a home, you've shared the story with me this week a couple of times where I want to go see this home on Friday or Saturday, and it's Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, the days of being able to give a few days notice and then go schedule 3 or 4 showings, they don't exist. And so we had somebody that had communicated with their agent. This was on a Wednesday morning. Hey, I see these 3 properties that popped up. Let's get them on the docket to go see it Saturday morning. And the real estate agent went, but by the time I had chatted with the agent, 2 of the 3 had already gone pending, and he felt pretty strong that the third one was going to go pending by Friday or before Saturday when they went to go see it. So you've got that dynamic of the consumer thinking, hey, this is what I want to do, and it's just not possible. And that seems to be where a lot of the frustration. I can't tell you how many times when I'm talking to the people that want to buy a home, it's like, well, why would your real estate agent say that? Making them sound it out, you know, because of the stress on the real estate agents, which is we've got to act quickly. We got to be in the right spot. You got to have your ducks in a row. And the buyer turns around and feels like, what, you don't want to waste your time trying to show, all I want to do is see a house. I want to go satisfy my curiosity of, hey, if it's 350,000 in this area, what's that? What's it feel like when you get inside? No, totally makes sense, right?
It does. So we'll take it one step further. We'll talk about new construction and where it was 12 months ago to where it is now, where some of those buyers would walk the models, right? They still are. They're still going through these communities to see what the floor plans look like, the community looks like, et cetera. But we have the sales reps inside these models. They can't do anything. There's nothing to sell. It's a lottery system in most of these cases, and you know, coin flip if you want to, if you actually get a lot, and then it's 18 to 24 months to get something built. So many less people are going through these models right now, which is leading to the food fight on the existing, which is why the listing agents calling us and the buying agents calling us saying help. All right, what I want to do here is something that we haven't done before, but I think it's good context for everybody. Help me walk through the different types of real estate agents that are out there helping the buyers right now.
Yeah, I'd
Go
say
ahead, pick a starting spot.
There's three groups that of agents, right? We'll say we've got the newer people. They're new to the business in the last 12 to 18 months. You know, we'll put those in, say, maybe that's 10 to 20% of the space. We've got the seasoned professional agent that, you know, we've got 20% fall into that bucket. So that leaves us with 60% of the agents are either not doing enough business, are part-time, or they're just a little fuzzy. And I call it, they have this uncertainty in their brain about their process, the market, or how to communicate effectively with the consumer. And that's the professionals, they are clear and direct. They have a process. They have this process not only to help get buyers in the loop, but they've got a process of understanding if that buyer needs to buy or wants to buy, and their communication is spot on. So there's no frustration if, you know, they understand their customer, know it could be a 6-month project for them, and they know the people that it's got to be done in a month.
I know we're generalizing these camps here. So a new agent, some new meeting in the last 12 months, this is a person that has high energy. They mean well. They're learning at a rapid pace. They just don't have enough transactions under their belt to be effective in this type of environment right now. It's
unless they're fortunate
difficult.
enough to be part of a team that has really, really good leadership. That could be an exception, but you're right. High energy, super available.
Yep. They'll take you to a gazillion homes.
Yes.
Okay. The professional, again, they're direct and they're consistent and they're pros. This is what they do. They know how to adapt quickly to the market conditions surrounding them. But again, that's only, we'll call that 30 to 40% of the real estate agents. Chances are you're going to fall into working with one of these people in that uncertain category where there's some desperation going on right now. Where am I going to get into my next paycheck? I can't just walk people through a new construction model and get paid. I might not have the leadership in the team format that I want, so I'm not able to keep up with the different speaking points, talking points, trends, negotiation tactics, etc. We're finding a ton of people are running into that camp, and that's where the buyer exhaustion is coming from. Sorry, long-winded.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. From the stuff that I see, there's a little bit of uncertainty about maybe the market, and that the agent isn't effectively able to communicate to the consumer. The bigger part of that, though, is just the dynamic that exists, that consumers want to go see properties to satisfy curiosity. And the real estate agent is explaining, man, I don't even want to put you in the car until you know what you can do. And there's a gap in between there, or a middle ground, that it's just taken the wrong way. Meaning
All right,
that the
so
buyer, go ahead.
the real estate professional at that spot jumps in, helps the buyer get to a professional that can help them work through their moving parts. And they're playing an active role in doing all of that. If you want to do this, here's the rules of engagement. Here's how it works. This is what we're going to do next, our next step. And if at that point the buyer says, whoa, way too fast for me, that's where the professional is able to remain, keep their integrity, let them know they're here to help them for the long haul, but also to say, it's okay if you don't buy right now. It's okay to keep renting if this is too much for you. I
Totally
understand. The other camp, we're not getting a lot of that right now. We're getting a lot of
there's a lot of assumptions going on, as opposed to a dialogue to get to the truth. And I get it from the real estate agent side. The last thing they want the consumer to do is to go out and get their heart set on something and then not be able to do it. And that's when the real estate agent assumes they're ready to go, and the buyer assumes, dude, I'm still in my education phase here. What are you getting in my kitchen for? And that's what we're seeing, the part where they go, man, do you have somebody else I can talk to? Because I'm not sure I've got the right person.
All right. So the great news is there is a ton of professionals in every market. So that's what we're here for, is to help you find one, or maybe to get a different voice, second voice, or somebody else's take on your situation. So that's what we want to help you with.
Yeah, it's no different than the real estate agent saying, right, hey, I have to give you 3 lenders. You need to talk to all of them to make sure you understand what you're doing. Well, maybe
Boy,
sometimes, maybe sometimes on the other way, that would make sense as well.
Fascinating, isn't it?
It is interesting, for sure.
This will all get back to normal, and we'll all move on.
It is a very, very emotionally charged period of time, and to say the least.
Awesome information today. Thank you, and we will catch up soon.
Hey, good chat.
See ya.